Welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the fear of rejection, how it holds you back and how you can break free so you can live more aligned with your own truth and build relationships and be more free, because that's what it's all about, right? So when the fear of rejection is at play, really what this means is you're going to go and ask somebody to spend time with you or hang out with you. And the fear is that they might say no. And what the fear really is around rejection is that if they say no, it means that they don't want to spend time with you. So there's almost like it's minimizing the relationship between you, or it's minimizing your value. You know, if you offer somebody something or you try and sell them something and they say no, the fear of rejection is that means that that thing, or even you, are not valuable and not wanted. It's a feeling of not being wanted. And this is only when we make it personal. And the problem with the fear of rejection is it really causes you to hesitate. It causes you to not be fully clear with your intentions and really ask with power. So someone, if they have the fear of rejection and they want to go and ask a friend if they're available next Wednesday to go to the cinema with them. And when the fear of rejection is at play, that person's going to be hesitating. So they might say, hey, are you free next Wednesday? Look, don't worry if you're not. It's okay, like no problem, I completely get it. But I was just wondering if maybe, if you were about, you might want to come to the cinema with me. But like, don't worry if you don't want to. It's trying to kind of soften the blow in case that person doesn't want to go, or in case they just can't go, right? That's what the fear of rejection does. It has you hesitating, playing half out. And the problem with this is it really blocks you from fully inviting that other person. So that other person, when it comes from that place, they're going to be thinking, do they really want to spend time with me? Are they really up for this? It sounds like they kind of do, but kind of don't, or they're not really sure. It makes things very vague and it makes things very unclear. And so the problem with this is the other person doesn't really get that invitation, because when you offer an invitation to somebody, you say like, hey, next Wednesday, I really want to go to cinema and I would love you to come with me. That would be fantastic. Would you love to join me? That person's going to feel wanted. They're going to feel valued. They're going to feel like you want to spend time with them. And that gets lost when that fear of rejection is playing. You're starting to hesitate. So what gets lost is your intention of what you really want. It starts to become blurred and vague. What also gets lost is that invitation of you really making somebody feel wanted or making them feel welcome. And it blocks your clarity, because then you start second guessing yourself. If you've had the fear of rejection at play for a very long time, it can cause you to hesitate, to half go for it, and you're holding back. And so when you see that this is all happening in the way that you're approaching it, the way you're thinking about it, you can also start to shift your thinking. So if you ask somebody to spend time with you and they say no, that doesn't mean anything about you. Has anybody ever asked you to do something and you said no, not because you don't like them or you don't want to, but because you were busy or you had other things on or you didn't have the capacity or it wasn't the right time? Of course, right? So the way that you approach it is going to determine whether you're in fear and you're really holding back and you're worried about the rejection, or you're actually just free to ask. Because ultimately, if you're asking somebody to spend time with you, or you're selling a service, or you're doing anything, someone can say yes and someone can say no. Now, the added layer to this is that when you do really fear that rejection, it also means it makes it harder for you to say no to other people, because it gets flipped. Because if you feel like you're worried about being rejected by others, you're also going to be projecting that out to others and be worried about rejecting them. So somebody might ask you for something and it's really a no, but you're afraid that if you say no, it means that you don't like them or you don't want to spend time with them, and all that other stuff that happens for you, right? Because the way we see the world is the way we perceive the world. So what happens is the more that you get free from the fear of rejection and you actually start asking like, hey, I'd love to spend time with you. Are you available? Would you like that? But without softening the blow or trying to kind of hesitate around it, you really make your intentions clear. You make somebody else feel wanted and welcome. and you are just more clear on your truth. And then you're also going to have the power that if somebody asks you for something, you can say, look, I'm sorry, I'm not available then. That just might be a no, and that's cool, but there's none of the added judgment, none of the added thoughts that are just layered onto this fear that's coming from the way that it comes from the way that you approach it. Because somebody saying no doesn't make you less valuable, doesn't impact your value as a person. It doesn't even have to minimize the relationship unless you choose it to. Because our thinking is something that we're doing. We're always understanding ourselves and the world in our thinking. And as you start to shift them around, you start to become more free. So then worrying, you don't have to worry about it because you get to choose what you think, right? So this real shift here is you can see that rather than having to worry about what a no means, you can choose that it just means that's a no. And it's not personal, it's not about you, it's just that's what's going on in the situation. And this gives you a great amount of freedom to be able to start asking for what you want in life. You'll start to know more what you want because not having to filter it through all these worries about what they say no. And you can make other people feel wanted and welcome by extending clear invitations to them. And then not being so negatively impacted when you hear a no. And that's part of the game as well, is just noticing your reactions, noticing what comes up for you if somebody does say no. And rather than reacting to that and responding to it, just sit with it. Notice what thoughts you're having. Be with them. Notice what feelings you have. You might feel some frustration or some disappointment. And that's okay. Just be with it all. You don't have to get rid of it. Because that's what we try and do when the fear of rejection's at play and you're not asking and you're not playing full out. It's just trying to avoid those feelings and those thoughts, but just know that your feelings come from your thinking. Your thinking can shift, and with experience and practice, you can ultimately start to shift that experience from the inside for you. So my invitation to you is go out and extend an invitation to somebody else. Maybe invite someone to spend some time with you, ask for what you want, sell something, offer a service. Go do that and practice being okay with the no and see how free you become. If you've enjoyed this, please hit the like button. It helps my page. Subscribe because there'll be more videos coming. And I'll catch you soon. And as always, big love.